one player in the league, and that is a generational talent named Caitlin Clark. She's the reason.
Since the Fever heading to the playoffs.
Yeah, this will be the 14th playoff appearance for the Fever.
The season's coming to an end, and then she said, "Wait, we've got the playoffs." 2016.
That it brought my teammates as well. Like, it just speaks to the team culture that we have here. Like, nobody really
What's
cares.
up, WNBA fans? If you thought last season was wild, wait, because the Indiana Fever is cooking up something big for 2025. After an electrifying return to the playoffs, the Fever aren't just here to compete, they're here to dominate. And leading the charge? None other than the sharpshooting sensation Caitlin Clark. But hold up, it's not just about Caitlin. Fever president Kelly Krauskopf has been making some serious moves, and today, we're breaking it all down. How will the Fever play this season? What's their game plan? And could this be the year they become legit championship contenders? Oh, and here's the big question. Will Caitlin Clark continue her record-shattering rise in the pros? You already know we're diving deep into that. Before we get started, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel and ring the bell for notifications so you don't miss any of our WNBA coverage. https://youtube.com/shorts orgs w78sksia nyjmk ubp8wv. Body. Caitlin Clark has turned the Indiana Fever around, and that's not an overreaction. Clark has been sensational for the team's evolution on and off the court. Clark's achievement as the Rookie of the Year, averaging 19.2 points, 5.7 rebounds, and 8.4 assists per game, got the Indiana Fever to return to the playoffs. https://youtube.com/shorts orgs dyw78sk.sol NNYJMKSU Zozelnon UBP8WVI. After finally breaking their playoff drought in 2024, Fever president Kelly Krauskopf wasted no time making moves to build a legitimate contender around Caitlin Clark. And trust me, this team is not playing around. Krauskopf pointed out the similarities between Clark and Indiana Pacers guard Tyrese Halliburton, and then said they are looking to play more like the Pacers for the next season. Therefore, they are looking for the correct type of players to play in the same style as the Pacers around Caitlin Clark. https utopbe qffpt7eoi psi sutil alrgmlb3ivx https youtube.com/shorts dq04 eds by dw site ua pscz g40eh4rn. One of the most significant moves was parting ways with Nalissa Smith, their former number 2 draft pick, shipping her off to the Dallas Wings. Now, Smith is talented, no doubt, but the Fever clearly had a different vision for the team's future. But it's not just about who's leaving, it's about who's coming in. The Fever has been busy bringing in a mix of veteran talent and sharp-shooting threats. The Fever successfully locked down their leading scorer, guard Kelsey Mitchell, keeping her in Indy. And with Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell, they have 2 guards who love to push the ball into the court. To bolster their offense and defense, the Fever traded for guard Sophie Cunningham, known for her scoring ability and tough defense. They also added DeWanna Bonner, Natasha Howard, and Sydney Colson, all of whom bring championship experience and leadership to the locker room. Indiana Fever needed more vigorous defense, a consistent threat from the wing, and more three-point shooting. Bonner and Howard in particular bring a wealth of experience and a winning pedigree, having both won WNBA championships. https://youtube.com/shorts ps_mps jwkss?psi=8n4 gb053g iuveo-o https://youtube.com/shorts xufy4 rook. Now, all eyes are on Caitlin Clark as she enters her second WNBA season.
Shout out to AB. She kind of let me get that rebound, but it bounced right in my direction, so I had to get it. Yeah, Kelsey was, I saw it actually live in real time. Kelsey was suddenly so excited, and then she figured out, she's like, yeah. So that's funny. And I think you can just tell like the joy that it brought my teammates as well. Like, it just speaks to the team culture that we have here. Like, nobody really cares like about themselves. They just want the best for their teammates. And another big win for us to start the second half, and wasn't always our.
After a record-breaking rookie year, the expectations are sky high. The Fever's off-season moves are designed to create an environment where Clark can thrive and elevate her game even further. Caitlin Clark herself is excited about the new additions. In a recent interview, she emphasized the importance of having players who are not only talented, but also great leaders and people. She believes the new players will bring a competitive fire and push the team to get better every day. One of the most significant benefits for Clark is the addition of more consistent scoring threats. With players like Kelsey Mitchell, Sophie Cunningham and DeWanna Bonner, Clark won't have to carry the entire offensive load. This will allow her to be more selective with her shots, create better opportunities for her teammates, and conserve energy throughout the grueling WNBA season. The veteran presence on the team will also be helpful for Clark's development. Players like Bonner and Howard have seen it all in the WNBA and can provide guidance and mentorship, helping Clark navigate the challenges of being a young star in a demanding league. They can offer advice on everything from game strategy to handling media pressure. The Fever's defense needed help last season and now they've got it. With stronger defenders on the floor, they'll be able to force turnovers and run the break, playing right into Caitlin's strengths as a transition playmaker. And get this, their 2025 schedule is way more manageable. Last year they had a ferocious start, playing 11 games in 20 days. This time around, they'll have more time to build chemistry and get into a rhythm. That could be a game changer. The Fever's off-season moves will significantly impact the team's other key players as well. Aaliyah Boston, the 2023 Rookie of the Year, will benefit from having more experienced players around her to draw defensive attention and create space in the paint. Kelsey Mitchell, a longtime Fever veteran, will continue to be a primary scoring option and a leader on and off the court. With the addition of more offensive threats, Mitchell should see more open looks and be able to play with more freedom. The veteran additions will also provide valuable mentorship for the Fever's younger players. They can learn from Bonner, Howard and Colson's experiences, developing their skills and understanding of the game. This mentorship can accelerate their growth and help them become more impactful players. However, the increased competition for playing time could also create some challenges. With a deeper roster, some players may see their minutes reduced, requiring them to make the most of their opportunities and contribute in new ways. Coach Stephanie White will have the challenging task of managing the roster and finding the right combinations that maximize the team's potential. She'll need to balance the playing time of veterans and younger players while also ensuring that everyone is contributing to the team's success. The players are excited about the challenge and are committed to doing whatever it takes to achieve their goals. Indiana Fever's resurgence is good for the entire WNBA. The excitement surrounding Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever has brought increased attention and viewership to the league, helping to elevate its profile and attract new fans. The Fever's success can also inspire other teams to invest in their rosters and create more competitive environments. This can lead to a more balanced league with more compelling matchups, ultimately benefiting the fans and the players. That said, the Caitlin Clark effect is real. Her presence has brought a massive spotlight to the Fever and the WNBA as a whole. Ticket sales are through the roof, viewership is skyrocketing, and the league is growing in ways we haven't seen before. However, the increased attention also brings added pressure and scrutiny. Clark and the Fever will need to handle the spotlight with grace and poise, continuing to perform at a high level while also being role models for young fans. The Fever's success can also be a catalyst for positive change in the community. More eyes on the game means more resources, better facilities, and more significant opportunities for WNBA players across the board. And that's a win for everyone. Indiana Fever's new strategy isn't just about improvement. It's about building a team that can truly compete for a WNBA championship. Right now, the odds makers have them at plus 500 to win it all, which means they're in the conversation but not quite favourites yet. While talent plays a big role, the real key to their success will be how well they can build chemistry with the new pieces they've added. Bringing in veterans like Natasha Howard and Sophie Cunningham isn't just about adding more scoring options. It's about leadership, toughness, and experience, three things the Fever desperately needs. This is a young squad with immense potential, but potential alone doesn't win championships. They have to click fast, learn to trust each other, and develop an identity that goes beyond just relying on Caitlin Clark's brilliance. One significant factor working in their favour? The 2025 schedule. Unlike last season, when they constantly travelled and played brutal back-to-back games, this year's schedule is much more balanced. That means fewer stretches of exhaustion, more time for recovery, and a much better chance at securing a high playoff seed. And if the Fever can grab home court advantage in the playoffs, that could be a massive edge. But let's be honest, getting to the finals won't be easy. The defending champions, the Las Vegas Aces, are still the team to beat. A'ja Wilson and her squad have the chemistry, the championship pedigree, and the kind of experience that wins big games. They aren't just going to step aside and let Indiana take over. The Fever will have to prove they can go head-to-head with the best and come out on top. Then there's the New York Liberty, an absolutely loaded team. Breanna Stewart, Sabrina Ionescu, Jonquel Jones. The firepower on that roster is insane. To compete with a team like that, Indiana needs to be elite on both ends of the floor. That means sharp defensive rotations, efficient offense, and the ability to close out games against tough opponents. And of course, there's the biggest challenge of all. Caitlin Clark is going to have a massive target on her back. Defenses aren't going to take it easy on her. She's going to see double teams, full court pressure, and a level of physicality that she hasn't experienced before. She has all the talent in the world, but the question is whether she can handle that level of pressure for an entire season, especially when the playoffs arrive. Ultimately, the Fever's championship chances will depend on their ability to execute their game plan, play together as a team, and rise to the occasion when it matters most. But with Caitlin Clark leading the way and a revamped roster around her, the Fever is certainly a team to watch in 2025. Outro. And there you have it, folks, the Indiana Fever's blueprint for 2025. They're all in on building a serious championship contender around Caitlin Clark and a stacked roster. But let's be real, this won't be a walk in the park. The Fever still has challenges to overcome, chemistry to build, and tough competitions to face. But if they lock in, stay focused, and play as a unit, they could be the team to watch this season. So, what do you think? Are the Fever legit contenders in 2025? Will Caitlin Clark take her game to the next level? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more WNBA content. Thanks for watching.